Hi, my name is Jim Behymer. I got a face for radio, and I got a voice for mime, and I probably ought to just stick with writing on my dumb sandwich website. But I had a stupid idea that I just had to share with you. A while back, a friend of mine posted this meme on Facebook. Pumpkin spice bologna. People thought it was a pretty stupid idea. Pretty gross idea. Pumpkin spice bologna. What's so crazy about that? Let's look at bologna, alright? Your basic grocery store bologna. Same crap you got in your fridge right now. Cheap, basic bologna. Pretty simply seasoned, probably. A little onion powder, garlic powder, maybe some powdered mustard seed, some white pepper maybe, liquid smoke. But the higher end sausages that bologna is based on, the European sausages, the Mortadellas, Jagdwurst, Bierschinken, just go into any Polish or German deli, look at all those European cold cuts. Those are all going to have some of the more aromatic spices in them. Coriander, nutmeg, powdered ginger. Nutmeg and powdered ginger? Those sound like pumpkin spices to me. In the US, we think of them as belonging in a dessert. We use them in pies, we use them in sweet stuff. We have dumb food ideas sometimes. Both of them are used in savory applications all over the world. Everywhere but here. And even here, really. So if there's ginger and nutmeg in the bologna, is it really all that far? Is it that much of a stretch to add cinnamon? Cloves? Allspice? Mace? I don't know. All these spices are used in savory ways all over the world too. Cinnamon's used in Chinese five spice. Cloves are used on roasted hams. Mace is used in German bratwurst. Allspice is used in jerk chicken. All of the above are used in Indian curries. So why not add those spices? While we're at it, why not add some actual pumpkin too? To make the pumpkin spice bologna, first we're going to grind some spices. I got out this mortar and pestle because, well, they're pretty. They're also kind of a pain in the ass to use, so I cheated and used an electric spice grinder. We've got some fatty pork chopped up, and we're going to mix the spices in. Once that's all mixed up and the spices and pork have been pretty thoroughly chilled, we're going to run that mixture through the fine die of my meat grinder. To really get the emulsion we want for a bologna though, we'll need to put the ground meat in small batches into a blender with some ice chips. I'm also adding some roasted pumpkin at this point. Then we stuff the 5 pounds of pumpkin spice bologna into a beef bung casing. Fun fact, beef bung is not actually the cow's asshole like I thought it was. It's actually the cow's appendix. What do you know? The stuffed bung will hang from a hook for a day or two before being smoked over alder wood, a common wood for smoking German and Northern European sausages. Okay, so this is the pumpkin spice bologna. It's done. It smoked a couple days ago. It's been resting for a few days. I'm ready to cut into it and check it out. That's pumpkin spice bologna. Just smells like bologna. Smells kind of smoky, kind of porky. Why beat around the bush? I could talk all day about how this basically tastes like bologna. But you know I'm going to put it in a sandwich. I know I'm going to put it in a sandwich. Let's get it out of the way. For this sandwich, I'm frying the bologna and putting it in white bread with Kewpie mayo and piccalilli, a sweet, mustardy relish of pickled vegetables. That's nice. This bologna has a stiffer texture than what you might buy in the store. It's not as slimy, This has a nice smoked flavor. The presence of the warming spices is there, but not overwhelming. And they do go nicely with the piccalilli. It's a good sandwich. Wait though, there's more. Okay, this is my pumpkin spice mortadella. Now, it is very, very similar to the pumpkin spice bologna. There's a couple of differences. Number one, I did not grind up roasted pumpkin and mix it in there. Instead, we have actual cubes of roasted pumpkin in here. Number two, it was not stuffed into a beef bung and smoked. This instead was wrapped up tightly in some saran wrap and then steamed in a steamer. So let's take a look. Without the smoke and being the primary flavor, I'm definitely getting more of the cinnamon for sure. I like the little textural changes that I'm getting from the bits of roasted pumpkin. I think the next thing to do is slice it up and put it in a sandwich. I'm serving the mortadella on a hard roll from our local Italian deli. This condiment I'm spreading on the bottom is an apple mostarda that I've added pumpkin spice to as well. Let's call it an apple pie mostarda. On top of that, we're putting a good layer of the pumpkin spice mortadella, and on top of the roll, a garlicky lemon aioli with shredded romaine lettuce. So let's cut it open and take a look. Wow, that's everything I hoped it could be. The mortadella is leaner than you expect a mortadella to be, firmer. And since it's not smoked like the bologna, those warming spices, the pumpkin spices, are able to come through more in the flavor. I'm not going to tell you that that roasted pumpkin tastes better than that extra pork fat would have. But it's good. I like it there. It's different, and it really kind of punches home that pumpkin spice thing. There's a real pumpkin pie thing going on. You got the cinnamon, you got the nutmeg, you've got the roasted gourd flavors, but it's not sweet. But then that mostarda comes in. That mostarda is sweet. It brings a fruity sweetness. It brings more of those warming spices to supplement what's already there. But then also that burn, the burn of the mustard, the burn of the chili. And then that zing of the lemon aioli, garlic, citrus, the crunch of the lettuce. The outside of that bread roll is just a little bit crisp. Stick it in the oven for a couple minutes before you cut it open. Crucial. The whole thing just came together perfectly. It's a really, really well put together sandwich. A perfectly designed sandwich, if I say so myself. So good. Thank you. Thank you. If you managed to sit through that entire video, you're a real trooper. And I appreciate you still being here. I wish you could have tasted that sandwich with me. It's really, really good. I got a lot of that pumpkin spice bologna and pumpkin spice mortadella left over. I'd ask you over, but we got this whole COVID-19 thing going on, so maybe not. Next time. Still probably not. I don't really like people. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, if you want me to do more of these, let me know. If you think I suck, maybe keep that to yourself.